Hey guys, it's John with Cheapo Cars and Audio. So today I have a video for the young guys, right? People that are just getting into stuff. You don't have a ton of money. You're trying to figure things out. You want a cool car, right? It's tough. It is, because you want to be taken seriously. You want people to recognize it's a cool car, but you get online, you're posting stuff. Everybody's like, it's just, V6 Challenger or whatever Camaro. I don't know if they have sixes or turbo fours in them now. It's a four-cylinder Mustang. It's not the V8. It's not whatever. Who cares, right? Really? Let's be honest about that. You care, but you shouldn't. So let's look at some cars. I have older cars because I'm a 40-year-old guy, but let's look at these. I'm gonna walk backwards here and we're gonna look at two of them, the ones that you can kind of see. Flip the camera around. If this button thing will work for me, there we go. You might be able to afford this. You might want this. And don't take this literally, because what I'm saying is you might want the Camaro SS. But you can only afford the V6 or the Turbo 4 or whatever motor they had, right? You can only afford this one. This is fine. This car, right, the base model car, can teach you things. So here's the main thing. Here's what I'm going to tell you right off the rip. Don't get online and be a butthead. Don't try to prove that your car is better than anyone's. It's not. And even the guys that have the fast ones, they get beat by the guys that have way more money into theirs, and those guys get beat by the ones that are halfway built race cars, and those guys get beat by the ones that are full built race cars. So who cares, right? You're at where you're at. Let's make the best of where you're at, right? So what can you do? I'm gonna flip back around here. What can you do? So here's what I did. Look at this car. This is original paint, right? We do have some fading here on this bumper, and I'll walk to the back real quick here. You can see it more on the rear bumper. There's some faded paint, right? Because the flex agent they put in the paint for these red cars and or honestly for all of them, it fades quicker. So the clear is fading, but the red underneath is actually fine. The whole thing still needs to be redone. But look at that paint. It looks so good. It looks great. It's a little dirty, but... And the car has rock chips and different things, but it looks good. So why am I saying that? Why am I saying the paint looks good, right? Because I learned how to detail. And in learning how to detail, I needed to fix small scratches. I eventually learned how to do paint correction. Turned that into a business at one point, made decent money doing it. Go back here. I also learned how to maintain an engine. So let me show you something. See these little wire looms back here? Those are factory looms. These are not the factory spark plug wires, although they are OE wires. When I did this, so many people break these little clips, right? I took the time to not break the little clips. I took the time to keep the aluminum intake manifold clean. I took the time to clean this thing. I have kept this engine bay super clean, and I know lots of little tricks to make the uncleared red on these look halfway shiny, whereas like the Bullet and the Mach 1 out there, they have the clear coated engine bay, right? The V6 over here, it's just flat paint, and there's different little things you can do to make it look clean and shiny without being too shiny. One of those things is actually bull snot tire butter. Works really well. It's a tire shine, but it's not too shiny. Anyway, that aside, you can do fun stuff with these cars. The V6 cars, the four-cylinder cars, they're never going to be as quick as some of the V8 cars, especially with boost and whatever. But what they can be corner carvers, right? They can be momentum cars. Just I guess what I'm trying to say is, with that first car, with that one that is the entry-level car, you don't have to try to beat everybody. You don't have to V8 swap it. You don't have to do whatever this crazy thing is to be the best drag racer around. Learn to maintain the car, right? Learn to appreciate the car, because it's a machine, and the machine needs more than just maintenance. It needs preventative maintenance, which is a different type of maintenance, right? You're fixing things before they break, which is a new and novel concept to some people. But you want to make these as nice as possible. And in making your car as nice as possible, you learn to respect not only the hobby as a whole, but the time that takes to make that really nice car, the one that you really want, right? You know, let's say, for my example, I've just got old Mustangs. You know, I got a Mach 1 out here. And that's not a Cobra, right? The Cobra would be the top dog of these cars. But this is a halo car for some people. And it definitely was back in '04, and I should have put my water hose up before making this. But this was a halo car for some people, like an ultimate dream car. And you don't get that right off the rip. If you do, well, lucky you, I guess, but I don't actually think that's a good thing if your parents can buy you something like that right off the rip, because you don't respect it. You didn't earn it. So I do think you need to earn things. But if all you can earn is that entry-level thing, take care of it. Make it as nice as possible, right? And there's more to it than that, because I see so many people getting on forums, I'm going to beat this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Man, I guess the most important part of this is you don't have to prove anything to anyone. That's actually a little silly. I'm going to switch hands here. Yeah, you don't have to prove anything to anyone. The only thing you have to prove, the only person you need to prove what you can do to is yourself, right? It may be your dad if you want to. You don't even have to do that. If you set a goal and reach it for yourself, that's what's important. So I've obviously told some young people, if you get that V6 Challenger, right, that newer V6 Challenger, don't do anything to it. Just keep it clean, maintain it, and make it nice. Make it nice, right? Because if you spend all that money lowering it, doing the wheels and this intake tube and this exhaust pipe and stuff, that's money you could have put towards the car you actually want. And that is kind of another layer on top of this, is patience, right? I'm 40. You can see the gray in the beard here. I'm 40. I could have nicer cars by this point. I could sell a couple of these Mustangs and get a car there's some cars that I've never had that I really do want. And I might do that. I kind of want to I like having the collection though. And so what I want to do is try to grow the collection. That could take some time. You know, like I said, I'm 40. I'm not where I want to be really, but I could be there in time. And you have to learn that. That's a hard thing to learn, but you got to learn that, especially when you're 19, 20, like if you're 17 even. It takes time to get there, and it doesn't happen quickly. So if you want an old car like I have, or a newer car that has the bigger, better, badder engine, whatever, get something to drive. I think I'm losing my camera here. Come on, tilt. Okay, I can kind of see myself in the reflection there. Get something to drive, and you don't have to throw a bunch of money at it. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You don't have to prove that you're a car guy, right? Just get something to drive until you can earn the thing that you really want. Now, yeah, it would be cool to have a Challenger, right? If you want the top dog, like Red Eye Challenger or whatever, it would be cool to have the V6 until you get there. But if the insurance is higher and all these things, you don't have to do that. Like between here where you are now and where you're going to get that car, no one's going to remember that but you. And so what you're going to remember is struggling, trying to prove yourself to everyone, and trying to spend a bunch of money to make this cheaper car somewhat better, when it's really it's honestly pointless. Go to car shows, mingle with people, chat with people. Hey, but don't try to say, oh, I'm going to do this and this and this. No one wants to hear that, right? I mean, goals are good if it's friends, but outside of that, appreciate what they have. Say it's really cool. Look at things that you might want to do for yourself, and then get there. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I'm going to flip this around here, mainly so I can see how long I've talked. I like this gimbal. This thing's fun. It might have been kind of pointless to buy because it was a little bit spendy, but I like being able to make this nice and smooth because I like making videos, and videos are fun. Anyway, I'm going to reiterate one more time. You don't got to prove anything to anyone. All you're doing is getting something for yourself. If you're into the car thing, the hot rod thing. So get what you want, right? If you want, let's say, I want a C5 Z06. And you are right now seeing me work towards that. Hopefully I can make this YouTube thing make some money. I think I can. I don't know how much, and I don't know how long it's going to take. And I might have to get a normal job to do in the interim, right? Until I need to go do this full time, which I hope I can get to. But this is me working towards that. I want you to work towards it too. Pick your goal, set your goal, and get there. And don't let things distract you from it. And that entry-level car might be a distraction. It might not. Because there's that flip side of it that I talked about earlier. You can use the entry-level car to do the maintenance. You can use the entry-level car to learn how to detail. You can use the entry-level car to appreciate what you do later better. So, I'm kind of contradicting myself here. Maybe get it, but don't blow a bunch of money on it. That's fine, right? Don't go crazy. Work towards what you actually want, and who cares what anyone says about what you have in the meantime. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.